Good morning. It is 6:54 a.m. on Friday, February 17th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So another morning where I'm kind of moving slow. Uh, feel a little bit more like I've got an oncoming cold or something today compared to yesterday, which felt a little bit more like an anxiety slash emotional. Well, but the weird thing that I want to clarify too is that I actually felt a lot better over the course of the day yesterday. It was kind of a low energy in the morning. And then last night, I kind of gave myself permission to let myself off the hook a little bit. I still did my exercise, I did my workout and the yoga, but kind of just let myself just watch TV, and I got caught up on The Magicians and Legion, which I'm enjoying both of those quite a bit. I liked The Magicians in the first season, though I think it had some pacing issues, but I'm really liking it in the second season. It's very strong. And then Legion is only 2 episodes in, although the first episode was kind of a double episode. But it's super weird and confusing and interesting and exciting and unpredictable, and I like it. So I guess though where I started with this morning was just that it's kind of a couple of days in a row of where I felt actually fine, most of the day and in the evening, and then kind of wake up in the morning not feeling good. I don't feel like I had trouble sleeping, but I don't know. I wonder if I'm not getting as much rest. I mean, it's an ongoing issue for me. Like anyone who's been watching these for a while knows that it's not that I have trouble sleeping. I have trouble sometimes going to bed early enough that I am able to get enough sleep. I think that there is a substantial element, though, in the last couple of months of just anxiety about politics and that sort of thing, letting that worry or whatever keep me, like, I'm not blaming that for staying up too late, but there's just been an undercurrent of that I think is like any shift in my anxiety level or whatever, I think can probably be traced, at least partly, to that. But other than feeling a little bit physically under the weather this morning, I'm doing okay. I'm where I'm still kind of a little bit torn is this weekend. There's a convention where several of my friends are, or several people I know are coming into town for the convention. But there's this weird paradox of the in-town con where if I'm going to a convention and I'm traveling to get there, then I make all of those arrangements, travel and hotel and all of that sort of thing. But then you're there at the hotel. You have nothing else to do. You are there for the con, and that's it. And it's a great experience, but of course it's one that it's like a vacation sort of thing. And the problem with the in-town convention is that there's this temptation to want to go but not make it a full commitment by staying in the hotel. So this idea of commuting back and forth. So for example, if I want to go to this convention, I have to figure out what to do with Luna, so am I going to try to go back and forth? If so, then I have to kind of try to figure out the timing of like, okay, well, if I go in the morning, I could be fine not getting home, like I could have to come back around maybe 4 or 5, and then I could feed her and take her out and then go back over to the con for the evening and then in the night. But then, Luna's home kind of by herself all day, and I guess that would be okay for, it's not too often, but I'm kind of going back and forth and I can't park there, so am I taking the extra time to do public transportation or the extra money to pay for a cab. And it just becomes this whole like ordeal with the logistics of it, as opposed to, well, I'm already there and I've got nothing else to do. So it weirdly becomes almost a burden where I feel like I should go because it's in town. That should make it easy, right? And yet, in a way, it almost makes it harder. Anyway, so I'm not sure how much of this convention I'll be doing this weekend, but I'm not too far off from this second year running of Writer's Retreat that I'm doing. So I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up starting the 25th is when I'll be leaving for that. So that'll be good. And I'll be definitely seeing people there. And that is one where it's the whole trip and I'm planning everything and it's arranged. So, you know, that requires that element of work, but it kind of rises to this threshold where it's like it's easy for a trip as opposed to being hard for a normal weekend. There's an expectation threshold. It's interesting. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes. How about that, huh? Well, yeah? Is that going to satisfy you? Huh? Will it? I don't know what I'm doing with that. Anyway.